Hello, and welcome back to English in Quiet. If you are on a bus, washing dishes, or sitting at a tired little desk after a long day, we are very glad you are here.
And if you open this while lying in bed and telling yourself, I will become a new person in 5 minutes. Same. I have met that version of myself many times.
Today, we want to help your English and your real life at the same time.
Because sometimes the study plan is not the problem. Tuesday is the problem.
Yes. And if you have started an English routine many times and felt bad by the middle of the week, we see you.
Oof, yes. Suddenly your simple routine looks like a second job with homework and emotional damage.
So, in this episode, we are talking about how to build a minimum daily English routine when weekdays and weekends feel completely different.
If your Monday night and your Sunday morning do not even belong to the same universe, this is for you.
If you are around B1 or B2, stay with us. Some phrases may sound a little richer today, but the main thread is clear, and you can always come back later for a second listen.
If this kind of calm, practical English helps in a messy week, you can subscribe and come back for the next episode.
And if you want to practice, the comments are a lovely place to leave one line in English. The big idea is simple. One routine does not need one identical version every day.
Right. A lot of study plans fail because they act like every day has the same time, energy, and attention.
But real life does not work like that. Weekdays are often full of work, commuting, family duties, messages, and fatigue.
Fatigue is a useful word here. It means deep tiredness. Not just, I need a coffee, but my brain has become warm, mashed potatoes.
Exactly. And weekends may be longer and looser, but they are also easy to waste.
Yes. You tell yourself, I will study properly on Saturday. Then Saturday becomes groceries, laundry, one small errand, a long scroll, and a nap that somehow has a full plot.
This is why a rigid plan often breaks. Rigid means stiff, not flexible, hard to bend.
So a rigid plan says every evening 30 minutes listening, reading, note-taking, speaking.
It sounds balanced on paper.
But paper does not have a crowded train, a late meeting, or a child asking where the blue sock is.
And paper does not feel emotionally expensive.
I like that phrase. Emotionally expensive means it costs you too much emotionally, too much guilt, too much effort, too much self-control.
Yes. When you miss several weekdays, you start to feel behind.
Then English is no longer your practice. It becomes the thing looking at you from the corner like, well,
And that is usually a design problem, not a character problem.
very important. The goal may be fine. The routine may just not match the week.
So here is the better design. Build one habit with two versions.
A weekday floor and a weekend stretch.
Yes. The weekday floor is the smallest version that still counts as real English.
Not fake productivity. Not opening an app, staring at it for 12 seconds and whispering, growth.
Right. It should be short, but real. A 2-minute audio clip and one spoken sentence. One short paragraph and one line in your notes. One useful phrase and one example out loud.
The point is not to do a tiny bit of everything.
The point is to keep the connection alive.
I love that. Keep the connection alive, because if you miss a full study session, that should not mean you lost contact with English completely.
Exactly. And this minimum version is not just symbolic.
Symbolic means it looks like action, but it is mostly for the feeling of being productive.
Yes. A good minimum version creates real contact with the language and makes tomorrow easier to start.
It keeps you from drifting too far away.
And for most people, a good weekday floor is only 2 to 5 minutes.
Which sounds almost too small, and my dramatic side does not enjoy that.
But modest is the strategy. The floor is built for bad weekdays, not good weekdays.
So if it only works when you are fresh, organized, inspired, hydrated, and sitting beside a beautiful notebook,
Then it is not a floor. It is just a smaller fantasy.
oof, a smaller fantasy is still a fantasy.
A true floor survives pressure. Late meetings, crowded transport, low attention, weak motivation.
Or my favorite condition, I'm home but no part of me is fully arrived yet.
Yes. On those days, the routine must still be manageable. Another important point, the floor works better when it is attached to a real moment.
Not to the dreamy sentence, I will do English later tonight.
Yes, later is too vague. It competes with everything.
Laundry wins, messages win, random hunger wins, a very average video wins.
But a fixed entry point is different.
Entry point means the exact moment the habit begins.
Right. English starts with the first 5 minutes of my commute. English starts while the coffee is brewing. English starts when I close my laptop after work.
That is much stronger because the moment already exists.
And routines repeat more easily when they live inside real life instead of inside good intentions.
So the cue matters.
Yes, a cue is a little trigger that starts the action.
Like the train doors closing, the coffee machine making noise, the laptop shutting. Those are strong cues.
Mood is a weak cue. Existing life moments are usually stronger.
Which is good news, because my mood is not a reliable coworker.
Now, even with two versions, you still want one clear habit identity.
Identity here does not mean a dramatic personality makeover.
No, it means one simple purpose that connects the whole week.
Otherwise, weekdays become random podcast clips, and weekends become surprise grammar prison.
Exactly, the week splits into unrelated systems.
So what is a better identity?
Something like this, every day I meet one idea in English and I respond to it.
Nice. Weekday response, one spoken sentence. Weekend response, a short summary or retelling.
Same habit, bigger shape.
Or another identity could be every day, I notice how English is used in real life.
Yes. Then weekdays may focus on one phrase or one short message. And weekends give you time to explore that language more deeply.
The form changes, but the habit stays the same.
And that stability matters. It helps the routine feel continuous, not broken into separate little projects. Because weekdays are busy, they usually need low-friction formats.
Friction is a great word. It means small obstacles that make something harder to start.
Yes, too many decisions create friction. Too many apps, too much searching, too many materials.
Headphones missing, password forgotten. Suddenly, the 5-minute practice becomes an escape room.
So weekday format should open fast and ask very little at the start.
Listening works well for many people because it fits commuting, walking, cooking, even cleaning.
Short reading can work too, especially if the text is already chosen and easy to open on your phone.
But passive exposure alone is a little weak.
Better than nothing, yes, but easier to forget.
So add one active step.
One sentence repeated, one simple question answered aloud, one interesting phrase saved in notes.
Non-impressive, just real.
Exactly. The weekday floor does not carry the whole learning system. Its job is continuity. For B1 to B2 learners, the material should feel real but manageable.
Not baby English, not chaos English.
Right. Manageable does not mean easy. It means you can catch enough to stay engaged.
You do not need perfect understanding on weekdays.
Often it is enough to catch the main idea and notice one or two useful expressions.
The main idea is also called the gist.
Yes. Gist means the general meaning, the central message.
So if I listen on Tuesday and understand maybe 70%, that can still count.
Absolutely. If the material is too easy, the routine can become empty repetition. If it is too hard, every short session becomes frustrating.
Weekdays can be for gist and recognition.
And weekends can be for depth. Replay a difficult part, check the meaning. Restate the idea in simpler English. Write a short response.
That balance is healthy. Meet English naturally during the week, then work with it more carefully when time opens up.
Now let us talk about the weekend stretch, because this part is often misunderstood.
Yes, some people hear weekend and immediately plan a language Olympics,
The weekend stretch should expand the same habit, not replace it.
and not punish you.
Exactly. A stretch session goes deeper into familiar material.
A catch-up session tries to repair guilt by doing way too much.
That difference matters a lot.
So if my weekday floor is short listening and one response, my weekend stretch could be a longer listening session and then a spoken summary.
Yes. Or if your weekday floor is brief reading, the weekend stretch could be a full article and then paraphrasing the main points.
Paraphrasing means saying the same idea in your own words.
You could also do longer journaling, shadowing, which means repeating right after the speaker, vocabulary review from material you already saw during the week, or a short speaking exchange.
But the key is continuity, not variety for the sake of variety.
Yes, variety can be fun, but it is not the main goal here.
The main goal is same habit, more room.
And the stretch should feel like extra space, not debt.
That is such a good test. If it feels like paying for your bad week, something is off.
The weekend catch-up trap is very common,
Painfully common. Saturday becomes the big rescue mission.
and the plan grows fast. A full podcast, a reading passage, 10 new words, grammar review, and a speaking task.
Plus maybe a color-coded notebook. Because if I am going to panic, I want it to look organized.
On paper, it looks serious,
In real life, it often creates avoidance.
because the session becomes so large that it needs ideal energy.
And ideal energy is rude. It rarely arrives when invited.
Then if you miss the weekend too, you feel behind on both systems.
Weekdays failed. Weekend failed. Now the routine feels like a courtroom.
A better question is not, how do I recover everything I missed?
It is. How do I use extra time to strengthen the same habit?
Yes. That keeps the weekend useful without turning it into punishment. Different parts of the week naturally support different modes.
Weekdays like light, mobile, repeatable stuff.
A short audio clip on the train, one paragraph at lunch, one line in notes before shutting down work.
Weekends can hold slower things. Pause the audio. Check a word. Reread a paragraph. Record a voice note. Write a fuller response.
This difference is not weakness, it is respect for context.
Tuesday night does not need to behave like Sunday afternoon.
Exactly. Let us make it concrete with a few examples.
I always need examples. My brain likes furniture, not fog.
An office worker with a long commute might use the same news or learning series all week.
On weekdays, 3 minutes of listening before checking messages, then one spoken sentence after leaving the train.
And on Saturday morning, 20 minutes from that same series, plus a short notebook summary.
Same source, bigger stretch.
A parent with unpredictable evenings might tie English to morning coffee.
One short text, one saved phrase. That is the weekday floor.
Then on Sunday, that saved phrase becomes part of a 6-sentence journal entry.
Nice. Small during the week, fuller on the weekend.
A remote worker with no commute might tie English to the moment the laptop closes at the end of the day.
One short clip, one phrase, one spoken response on weekdays.
And on the weekend, a longer walk with English audio, then a 2-minute voice note afterward.
In every case, the habit identity stays stable.
A routine like this still needs review.
Yes, not a dramatic quarterly report, just one honest question.
Is the floor truly small enough to survive difficult weekdays?
That question is brutal and useful.
If the answer is no, the problem may not be effort or discipline.
The floor might still be too big, too vague, or too full of choices.
Exactly. 5 minutes can feel heavy if you must choose material, open several apps, find headphones, and decide what happens next.
So strong floors remove choice.
The material is ready, the cue is obvious, the ending point is clear.
Then you can almost do it on autopilot.
Yes, on autopilot means you do not need a big decision every time. The routine starts almost automatically,
Honestly, the best floor may feel almost too small.
and that is often a sign of good design. Its job is not to impress, its job is to repeat. It also helps to measure success in 2 different ways.
Ooh, yes, because one ruler is not enough for the whole week.
On weekdays, success is mostly about completion. Did real contact with English happen today?
That is a very kind question. Also a very clear one.
On weekends, success can include depth. Did I understand more clearly? Did I explain something more fully? Did I connect several ideas?
So weekdays ask, did it happen? Weekends ask, did it grow?
Beautifully said.
Thank you. My brain rented a suit for one sentence.
If every day is judged by depth, busy weekdays will always feel inadequate.
And if every day is judged only by completion, weekends may never become rich.
One routine can hold both standards without becoming inconsistent. So the final message is not, do the same amount every day.
It is. Keep your relationship with English stable, even when the week changes shape.
Yes, the weekday floor keeps the door open,
The weekend stretch uses extra room.
and together they create continuity.
Not heroic catch-up, not guilt, quiet progress.
Quiet progress is such a good phrase for language learning,
Because a lot of growth looks small while it is happening.
but small still counts.
And you can begin again, even midweek, even after a messy Saturday, even after a very unnecessary 2-hour scroll about kitchen storage.
Okay, before we go, it is time for our word tour.
Our house ritual, shoes off, brain on, tea ready.
First phrase, weekday floor. This means your minimum daily version on busy days. Example, my weekday floor is one short clip and one sentence.
Second, weekend stretch. This is the bigger version of the same habit. Example, on Sunday I do my weekend stretch and record a short summary.
Third, keep the connection alive. That means stay in touch with English, even in a small way. Example, I only had 3 minutes, but I kept the connection alive.
Fourth, fixed entry point. This is the exact moment your routine begins. Example, coffee brewing is my fixed entry point.
Fifth, throw you off. This means disturb your plan or push you out of rhythm. Example, a late meeting threw me off, so I used my floor instead.
Sixth, on autopilot. This means almost automatic with very little decision making. Example, my training routine is on autopilot now.
Seventh, get the gist. This means understand the main idea even if you miss some details. Example, I did not catch every word, but I got the gist.
Eighth, catch-up mode. This is when you try to recover everything at once, usually not a calm place. Example, I went into catch-up mode and made the plan too big.
Ninth, get back on track. This means return to your routine after a break. Example, one tiny session helped me get back on track.
10th, begin again. Simple, gentle, important. Example, yesterday was messy, so today I begin again.
Repeat a few of those this week. Weekday floor, fixed entry point, get the gist, get back on track. Those are especially useful in everyday English.
Yes, use them. Quietly powerful phrases, small but strong.
Here is your tiny homework. Before bed tonight, choose one cue and one 2-minute action.
Make it so clear that tired you cannot pretend to misunderstand it.
For example, when my coffee starts, I read one short paragraph and say one sentence out loud.
Or, when the train starts moving, I play one audio clip before I check messages.
That is enough. Do not build the whole perfect system tonight.
Please do not. Leave the dramatic reset on the shelf.
Before we go, tell us in the comments what your weekday floor will be and what cue will start it.
Tiny and specific wins. And if your answer is, on the sofa while hiding from my laundry, honestly, that still counts.
Read a few other comments too. It is a lovely place to practice real English and borrow one workable idea.
And if this episode helped, you can send it to a friend whose study plan always falls apart by Wednesday.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
We are really glad you are here.
If your week has been uneven, that is okay. You're not the only one, and small still counts.
Keep the door open. Keep the connection alive. Begin again when you need to.
We'll be back soon with more real English through real-life conversations.
Until then, take care of yourself and your tiny routine.
Bye.
Bye.